Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight, including a live guest, our good friend Josh Leviker, for some live show and tell of his collection. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time, hope you enjoy it, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. We've got comments aplenty coming in. Let's take a few, and then we'll bring our live guests on. Here we go. We've got our good friend John Spranger Jr. on the podcast with us tonight from Eland, Wisconsin. Nice to see you. Also, David from Alaska Railroad saying good evening to Mike and members. Regular viewer from Wisconsin, home of warm and no snow. That is a bummer. Yeah, this time of year we should have plenty of snow on the ground. Also, someone is saying another night of vintage. Eagle River date changed for the vintage race. Now it's February 22nd and 23rd. Wow, we're just having that kind of winter. Jeff Patton from Pennsylvania is saying hello. Nice to see you. Mike Whiteside saying loud and clear in Illinois. Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate that. Our good friend Ben Thomas is here. Good evening, coming in loud and clear from Carterville, New York. Jim Holbrook from Thetford Center, Vermont. Regular viewer is in the house. Nice to see you, Jim. Also, another good friend, loud and clear from Sudbury, Ontario. Nice to see you. Stacy and Art Fosler says, hey guys, sounds good from Platkill, New York. Regular viewers. Kevin Culhane, loud and clear in Sudbury, Ontario. Regular viewer. Nice to see you. Jeffrey Patton says, looks good, sounds good. Mike Bartlett from Durhamville, New York is in the house saying hello. Nice to see you. Our good friend Brian Van Haverbeek from Mount Bridges, Ontario. Regular viewer says, looks good and sounds good. We appreciate that. Also, someone in Wisconsin is saying sounds great and we ride. Good to hear. Glenn Ford from upstate New York, loud and clear, regular viewer, Vernon Center, New York. Nice to see you. Mad Dog from Wisconsin, regular viewer. Good evening. Well, thank you. Great to see you. Reese Fleury is in the house. Nice to see you, Reese. Tim Gascoigne. I'm sure I'm butchering that, and I apologize. I bet that's French, and I should know that because I'm French. He's saying, hello from Central Square, first-time viewer. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to see you. Midnight Rider says, Northwest Minnesota, great podcast, Mike. Thank you very much. And one more comment, and we'll bring our friends on here. Tim Bewick says, hello, Mike. Hello back. It's great to see you. So, without any further ado, let's bring our friends on and get this party started. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good, Mike.
Good. Nice to see you. And center stage is our good friend Josh Leviker. I'm sure he's a familiar face to you. He's been on the podcast a few times. He's going to be doing some live show and tell with us tonight, showing us his collection. And then a little later, he's going to be talking about some vintage shows that he's involved with. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Josh. It's great to see you. Can you hear us okay, Josh? Oh, we may not have audio on Josh. Let's see. Oh, he says he can't hear us for some reason. Okay, let me send him a message. So I just asked him to log off and back on and see if that resolves it. Check your messages. I don't know if he's going to see my message or not. But actually, let me do this. I'm going to write a note for him and put it up to the screen. Oh, he's probably doing it. Okay, good. Anyway, too little, too late. But so just future reference, anyone who's ever on this podcast, if ever there's any kind of an issue with the connection, first thing to do is just log on and back off like he's doing now. Let's see if there's resolved it.
I've done it a few times.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yep, I got you.
Excellent. We are in business. Well, great. Nice to see you, Josh. Sorry for all the confusion there. But how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. I got Greg Martin with me. He did a previous podcast with you last year, I believe, with the red lines and the blades. So he's going to kind of be the cameraman today. And we're kind of talking up a few of the sleds.
Nice. Yeah, great to see you, Greg.
Hello, everyone.
There he is. Cool deal. Greg Martin in the flesh. This is great. And if people were tuned in last winter, we did a whole episode with Greg talking about the blades and the red lines. Then that was a fun episode. That got a lot of viewers and a lot of response. But yeah, Josh, tell us a little bit about your collection. And when you're ready, feel free to turn the camera around and do a little show and tell for us.
Get it set here.
And while he's doing that, to the viewers, as you have comments, questions, anything like that, feel free to chime in with any questions that you have. Let's see. I'm going to try to. There we go. Looking good. Yeah. Talk to us.
So this is a 70 or 71 cat cutter. It's actually, I found it in a barn in Utica, New York. I was in the barn for about 25, 30 years. It was with one family. The gentleman said his father purchased it when he was a young kid. And, he had it undercover and pulled it out of the barn. And other than a new windshield from Arctic Restorations, this is how it was when it came out of the barn.
Wow.
Very
impressive.
The hitch has been modified. A lot of them were like that and were modified to fit whatever sled
Sure.
it was being pulled by. But fiberglass, paint, everything is original.
Wow, and the seat is original too with that leopard skin?
The seat's original because on the back side, when he gets to it, you can see the original Arctic Cat snaps. And also are very hard to, might be hard to see, but that's the original serial number sticker on the inside of the fiberglass.
Wow. Very nice.
But you can tell the snaps are a little rusty. So
Sure.
Other than that, I mean, that's original, and it's got the working tail lights. Everything works on it. So running light, brake lights.
Wow, that's amazing. That's quite a find right there.
I think it's a 71, and whoever's on it might know. It's the pink sticker. I think that dictates a 71.
Sure.
That's how they distinguish the different years on it. That's as is, other than a little just armor all and some quick wax on it. That's how it was pulled out of the barn.
That's amazing.
It almost looks like a big mouth front end on it from the cat.
It does.
You know?
And what's kind of common with these being fiberglass, when you're towing them in the yard or anything comes up, ice, usually the floors are smashed out of them.
Sure.
But I don't think it's been used, but I don't think it has seen excessive use. But,
So gently used.
yeah, haven't had it out in the last couple of years. It does get some looks at the shows when we used to take it, but they're kind of they're hard to find. They're fiberglass, so they don't rust out, but being fiberglass, they can smash very easily. The ski boosters, they're steel, so they hold up better to stress and fatigue, but they usually are rotted out because they're left outside. Yeah, that's an original Survivor, so it's that's mainly why I haven't restored it, because it's in great shape as being a Survivor.
That's amazing. Now we've got comments coming in. I'm going to go through them real quick because I'm sure there are going to be comments and questions about this this cutter we're looking at. David at Alaska Railroad says hello to Rob and Josh. We've got Stacy and Art Fosler says, hey Rob, I looked up the year of the first Polaris. It was 1956. That's a question from last week. Steve Woodward says rock and roll. Cool deal. Matthew Vincent Brayman says, thank you guys. Reese Fleury says hello to Josh and Greg. I have a feeling he's probably a friend of yours.
Yep.
Awesome. Midnight Rider says, cool deal. Midnight Rider says, beautiful cutter in mint condition. And here we're getting into the cutter comments here. Jeffrey Patton says he had a new cat cutter back in 72. Brian Van Haverbeek, who is a big kitty cat collector, says, nice shape. You got lucky on that one. Ben Thomas says, beautiful cutter. Mike Whiteside says, you guys out on the East Coast find all the cool barn finds. Cool deal. Never mind. Decals are 1970 on that sleigh, someone is saying.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that the decals probably changed from one year to the next, I suppose.
That's what that purple stripe was. It was I forget. But
Sure.
That's what identified the year, was that colored stripe.
Gotcha. And David from Alaska Railroad says that's amazing that cat cutter made it all those years and still like new condition. Even the ID sticker is there. He says that's awesome. And Tim Bewick says amazing shape on that cutter. That is a great find. And Rob, did you have any reactions to the cutter we're looking at?
Oh, I've never seen a cutter that good a shape. That's great. That's a Cadillac of cutters, that one. You got to like
For
the
sure.
leopard seat. But I've never heard of a cutter with brake lights and signals on them, especially back in 1970.
Yeah, just running lights and brake lights.
Nice.
I don't know if that was an add-on or not, but they're there.
Nice. That's a great shape. Oh,
That is a find for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, Josh, please continue.
Had Greg come over here. This was it's just a flyer here. A gentleman actually gave it to me up at the National Show in Old Forge. I had my twister there, and it just kind of summarizes the 3 years of the twister. I think it was more of a salesman catalog, if you would.
Yeah.
But he stopped by when I had my twister on display, and he said, "Would you like to have it?" And I said, by all means.
Yeah, that's a nice gift right there. And I do remember that Mercury twister when I met you at that show.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to see that here later on. We'll get on the other side of the garage.
Awesome.
And I do have the Mercury sweater too. Should have brought that out. That's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be It would be the blue and white sweater, the blue, white, and black sweater.
Yeah. Yeah, and the brochure looks to be in excellent shape too.
Yeah, it's. I'll have Greg look over on the wall, and we'll get to see the sled. But on the wall, that's that 73 EXT hood with a set of Supermod pipe. That was the actual racing hood that came on that 73 EXT.
Yes.
That's the actual hood as it was from Jerry Widener, I believe it's Widener. And what's interesting is the hand paint job on the 440 where it says the cat house and the number 169 in his name. A local bicycle shop in Pennsylvania is the one that hand painted all that on there.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yep. So I thought that was nice to hang the hood, and you don't see a race hood really in that good a shape with the hand painting from 50 years ago.
And that looks nice with the pipes on each side too. That sets it off nice.
Those are the 74 Supermod pipes that had the mod that were for the mod kit on the EXTs.
Yeah.
I think I've had more interest in the pipes than the hood.
Oh wow.
And I'll bring it over to Greg that's here.
And you can see that Josh is a Republican.
Nice. Good deal.
There's a can of oil there, mercury oil.
Wow.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but still full.
Still there. Nice.
So
There aren't many of those left around.
no, I mean, friend down the street, Skip there. He was an oil can collector back in the day, and gracious enough to give me those too.
Wonderful.
Josh has his panties there hanging on his trophies.
When we demoed a groomer there, we demoed a Tucker Snowcat, and that was in the care package.
Nice.
But these are some old patches.
Oh, nice. I remember those. Purple's a winner. Is that what it says?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. There we go.
Southern Tug. And then I actually, Mike, this manual that I'm going to show you, I have it. I think it was a couple of years ago. A gentleman came on the podcast and asked if anybody was looking for a Arctic Cat service manual.
Yes, I remember that.
And this is it. That's the manual that he sent. And I mean, it's probably 30, 40 pages. And I just vacuum sealed it to keep it, keep it in good shape.
Nice. And that's from one of our viewers, if I remember correctly.
2 or 3 years ago.
Awesome.
What's interesting here, so these two pictures here, everybody was familiar with Boss Cat.
Yes.
And Greg and I were in the upstate New York Turin area. And my neighbor Skip, he's a huge Polaris guy. He sent me these two pictures. And I believe how the story goes, Boss Cat always raced down in Boonville. Boonville's 10 minutes south of us, Boonville, New York. That's where all the factory, that's where everybody came to race. Well, interesting enough, this is in Turin on 26. My road would be right here where the horse is. And this was the old gas station right down the road next to the old brick block. And this is to be Cleon Galarno, a local farmer. he had a set of horses there that he would pull weights with or do logging with. So that's him right here in turn posing with the bus that had the boss cat in it.
Wow.
So
That's a
kind
cool
little
piece of history right there.
Yeah. On their way to Boonville, he just posed with it in a snowstorm, and that literally is looking in the back field behind my house.
That's amazing.
That's pretty
That's
neat.
cool.
Yep.
Definitely cool.
And what set it off was a gas station and the house in the background, and that was
Yeah.
Cleon. So you know, it's interesting. You know, small town, small world type deal. But that was Team Arctic on the way to. I don't know if that's the 71 model. I think that's the 71 model in there. But,
Yeah.
But that's when they had the bus.
That's a wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's a wonderful piece of history there.
What's this right there, Josh?
This here.
Yep.
My wife had gotten that for me. That's the pretty much the 1962 you know, patent, basically.
From the original Ski-Doos, the early Ski-Doos?
Yeah.
It says Bombardier.
That'd be the tin
right
cab there with the wooden skis.
Oh, yes. J.A. Bombardier. Yeah.
Not much
Wonderful.
to the schematic there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Of course, a little advertising.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's an old one.
That's the first show we did here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. And we'll be talking that show up, too, a little later.
Actually, I do have I forget where I got this book from, but it's the summary of this is a summary of the Ski-Doos over the years.
Yeah.
It's a little flip book, yes, 61, 62. And I forgot that I even had it, to be honest with you. Probably just looked up there. It just pretty much shows everything, how it evolved over the years.
Right up through the 70s. Wow.
I think it goes, we're in mid-90s now.
Yeah.
99. I wonder if this is Millennium. Yeah. It goes to the 2000. So
That's a collectible item. That's a nice collectible item right there. That's nice.
Yeah. Forgot that I had it. It's amazing what you find.
Yes.
Over out of a magazine, that's
A Mercury?
advertised by Merck. Yep.
Yeah. Cat? That's that cross-country cat that you have?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
See that?
Oh, the silver bullet?
Is that an
Yeah.
old pin sign?
Yep. That's an old tin sign.
That's cool.
And these are the old placemats, I do believe.
Oh, yes. I remember those.
Yep.
Very nice.
And then have Greg get a shot of the Tug Hill Trail map. Just everyone, we are here, and this is our network of trails. Syracuse, New York would be at the bottom of Nida Lake.
Okay.
This is Lake Ontario. Old Forge would be right here's Old Forge right here where the Nationals were.
Okay.
And then this is Carthage, Jefferson County. That kind of shows you, encompasses the trail system here on Tug Hill.
Yeah.
So it's 515 miles that we have
Wow.
in Lewis County, and then the neighboring Oswego, Oneida, and Herkimer County. Probably 700 miles there worth of.
That's a lot of trails.
Yep. We're kind of me and Greg are we're right in the heart of it. So, Carthage actually got almost 4 feet of snow a week and a half ago.
Really? Wow.
It's going to rain tomorrow, but
Sure.
so, but yeah, this kind of desolate area here. That's the heart of the Tug Hill. There's not much there, but other than snowmobiling.
Yeah. Nice.
We'll, take a gander out. And, we'll have to go from this garage to the other one.
We have snow still.
Nice.
It's melting quick though.
Yeah, ours is too. Here we go. The mother load. I remember that EXT and that cross country cat and that Merc, the one we first met in Old Forge there a couple of years ago.
What I'll do is I'll do the twister. So this is a 76 Mercury trail twister. They only made a 340 in 76. They made roughly 1,300 of the 340 trail twisters, and this is all original. We trail ride it. I didn't have it out last year. I had knee surgery. This year, just kind of just getting snow now. But it's all original. It's actually a very fun sled to drive. It's lightweight. The factory airbox on it. The rubber grommets that go over the plugs. Those are tough to find because years ago when people changed plugs, it was one less thing to put back on them.
Sure, they get tossed probably.
Yeah, they're. It took me quite a few years to find them, original ones.
Wow.
The airbox is tough to find because the snout on a 340 is longer than a 440 because they got the bigger carbs in the 440, so the snouts are shorter on a 440. And being a 1 year only 340 fan, they made 1,300 of them. The airboxes are tough to find. But
Yeah.
you tracked it down. I mean, they're out there. You just gotta work at it. But they're a fun sled. I mean, it's a great running sled, lightweight. The corner's great. I mean, they were very competitive when they were around from 74 to 76, and it's a shame they just disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, the hood's original. It's got some battle scars on it, but that's what makes it original. And
Yes.
it's a survivor. Skis are painted on it. That's just typical wear. And it's been ridden. It's got 4,200 miles on the odometer.
Oh wow, yeah.
So she's got some miles on her for an older sled. But they really are. They are a fun sled.
Yes.
It even still has the caution stickers and safety checklist on it.
Nice. Oh, we've got a question here coming in from viewers. I've been putting viewers' comments on the screen. It says, "Hey Josh, can you tell me if a 73 340 EXT should have stamped pipes or conical welded pipes? I've seen both and not sure which is correct."
You'll have the section pipes if it's original. With the section pipes should be original. The fish pipes or the section pipes, they look like they're two pieces. Those are the mod kit pipes, and those are what's hanging on the wall in the garage at the beginning of the show. But
Gotcha.
we'll show you the original pipes that are on the 73, and I'll get into why the pipes are different. This here, everybody likes a kitty cat. This is a 98 kitty cat. Our oldest son drove this, and our youngest one, he'll drive it this year, but 98 kitty, 60 cc. I mean, they're tough to find. Everything be in good shape where it's not smashed. Everyone knows what happens to a 3, 4, or 5-year-old. They kind of miss a corner. It's a very good learning sled where the kids can get the gist of handling, brake, gas, and turning. But it's a 98, and whatever they had left over of the 98s, from what I have been told, they classified them as 99s and just changed the graphics on them for 99. So the 99s are 98s with just a different graphic scheme due to not selling. And then this is the last year for the kitty cat. That was it for cat. They didn't make them after that. So they're tough to find.
What was the first year of kitty cats?
72.
72.
And
with the leopard seats.
Yeah. And if you find a real 72, I think they were pretty low number sleds. They go for some good money. It's a true 72. Reason why I have this just for our kids. But it's
Nice. That's cool. Every kid should start with one of those.
Absolutely. It gets him in the basic of it. And he's upgraded to a 120, mini Z. That was the upgrade. So this, I'll let Greg kind of shoot in on the cross-country cat. That's a clone. That's not a real cross-country cat. It's a 79 Pantera made to look like a cross-country cat, which is the same hood, design and everything, just with the cross-country graphics. They'd have some more green up here. It's a little too much green, but it's a 79 Pantera made to look like a cross-country cat, and got the 500 twin in it. It's a good running sled.
Yeah.
What motor did the cross-country have in it, Josh?
The cross-country, they had a liquid, and then they had a free air too. The liquid was like a Z motor, a 340, depended on what was required for those years for racing there in like Winnipeg or St. Paul. And they would have on that, the real cross-country cats would have the dual shocks. They had a special tool bag up inside and another shroud, so snow dust didn't get up in the airbox. It's just a very good rider. I'll take that. My wife will take the Merc because it's lighter and smaller, and I'll take my beat on that, and she's got the more blood-proof sled to ride.
Nice. Get a lot of looks and comments on the trail.
Yeah. I mean, everything, and just like with Greg, and the neighbor down the street, whatever we have, we drive. We put a lot of labor and love into them too to keep them looking good, but you keep them looking good, running good, and hopefully they'll treat you well on the trail, get you where you want to go and get back.
Yes.
So this is a 73 EXT, roughly 300 of the 340s made, 300 of the 440s, and 200 of the 650s. 73 only. The year of the production sled that went racing still before the Snow Pro era in '74. This weighs 283 pounds by the book.
Wow.
And I'm going to say it probably does. It's very light. 5 years, a solid 5 years of putting it together, probably a few years before that, getting some parts for it. Kelsey Hayes is a period upgrade. They didn't come with the juice brakes from the factory, but if you raced ovals, everybody put them on so you could stop. The factory tether. The big medallion tack. Those are tough to find. I haven't seen another one for sale since I got that one. The chrome tank. It's all aluminum bulkheads. The tunnels are paper thin. You can see the flex in it.
Wow.
Herb Yancey lives just up the road, up in Lowville, 10 minutes away. And, these tunnels would tear in the front and the back, and we can go upstairs and get done in here. Cat would send out or ship out a smooth tunnel, and I have the original one upstairs that came with the pieces, and you don't find a ripped tunnel. And the track on this is, if you can get a shot of the cleats, it's a molded, bonded cleat that goes into the rubber track. They're not.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So those would actually tear out when they would race, and they'd put a regular cleated track in. So having a track like that is, it's a 1 year. It's molded. It's got an oddball pitch, and also this doesn't drive off the cleats. It's an involute drive, and for '73 that was unheard of. So you can't just put a regular cleated track on this with the driver set up as it would have came from the factory. What's that?
So you can see the cleats on there.
Yep.
And the driver cogs.
Yep. So, yeah.
Very cool.
So, the skid's a little different. It's the skis are 1 year only. They're narrow. They're similar to a Z ski, except that front saddle doesn't narrow up like it does on the cross country cat. And also, too, if you see the lines, firm and soft, these are those clicker shocks.
Oh, yes.
So you could adjust the dampening. You could adjust the dampening on the when you were racing. And those are just this year only, and those are I don't know, just as rare as a tap.
Yeah.
So I think for '73 that was a pretty sharp looking sled with the graphics
Yes.
scheme and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. That's a looker.
This is gonna come your way.
Yep, you're good.
So that's a shot of the section pipes
Yes.
compared to the fish pipes that were hanging on the wall.
That
Very
thing
cool.
must be quite loud.
Yep, she is pretty loud, and 44s on it, Racoonies. And what sets this one apart from others is having that gear reduction on it. That gear reduction was a thought from the factory because they didn't have belt compound. So reduce the RPMs and distribute it amongst the drivetrain. But from what everyone says, it was kind of a flop. So everybody would take the gear reduction off, cut the motor plate, and slide the motor to the left, which in turn is why you see the bigger, when the mod kit came out, those bigger fish pipes. So this is 100% stock.
Yeah.
See it from the factory. Another hard to find item. I really don't know what this is. It's a guard. I really think it's something to do with keeping the belt dust down from drying out the bearing. I really don't know.
Maybe to protect the driver too.
Could be.
If you blow a belt.
Could be. Greg said maybe to protect the driver if you blow a belt.
Sure.
This came from Hank Briscoe. He was down at the Boonville show, and I was looking for parts, and he had this on his bench, and it was labeled 73 EXT. I had no idea what it was. I had just acquired the sled, and anything 73 EXT, I figured I should just have for parts. And maybe you can see it, but there's actually the indentation on that where the Mikuni fuel pump just kind of sits right in there. So
Wow. Yeah.
It really, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it serves for a purpose, but it's there.
Yeah.
So, Josh, was this one actually raced?
This is the sled that came with that you see with the hood on the wall.
Oh,
This was it. This was the belly pan. I had another hood, and I wanted to retain that patina on that actual race hood with the hand painting. So everything here, motor, carbs, everything. This is how it was raced. The tack, obviously, I got because it didn't come with the tack, and rumors were the tacks didn't work from the factory to begin with. So, but yeah, this is it with the round shaft clutch on it. That's a hard to find item as well.
Even the CDI box is encased.
Yeah, yep, the CDI box is encased, and the cranks on these are tapped to receive the gear reduction, and then when you remove that, they gave you an update for the primary clutch to a shorter shaft or a butt shaft, I think they called it.
Sure.
But yeah, this is 5 years of solid work. You know,
Yeah, that's a special sled right there.
I mean, not many of them around.
I don't understand the purpose of the gear reduction. You're not going to get top end, are you?
I don't think they ever did get top end. This was like a 12,000. Herb Yancey says these sleds would peak at 12.2.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, this Engage is right around 68, 7,000. So, and they didn't have Kevlar in the belts in 73 until like late 74. So that was a whole. Jim Dimmerman put a write-up about a year and a half ago. He did an EXT motor with a gear reduction, and we traded a few comments back and forth online, and he actually pulled an article or a summary from Arctic on the theories behind it. And in that article, I think it was Lofton and Thompson when these were built in the summer of 72, coming up for the 73 season. One of the two racers for Team Arctic took the gear reduction off and was continuously beating the other with the gear reduction. So the thought process was there. It just didn't come to fruition, which is why those gear reductions are. Back then, when you went racing, if it slowed you down or added weight and it didn't benefit you, you just threw them out.
Yeah.
So they're. I've seen a couple around parts and bits and pieces, but I think I've seen 4 other sleds online assembled like that. So
Sure.
Nice collection.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is the actual motor that was in it. These are the 2A cylinders and heads. The 2Bs were the mod kit, which I do have. well, these heads, when you take them off, Jerry's name is dremeled in the back of the heads.
Oh yeah,
Back of the cylinder heads.
nice.
There is some significant porting. These 2A stock cylinders and heads are probably, if you could say, a 2C cylinder and head. The 2Bs were the mod. These are gutted and ported, and they got the boost piston in it. They're it's a pretty hot setup.
That's amazing.
Is there anything special on the clutch with this?
On the clutch on this,
Yeah.
not much at all. There really isn't even much adjustment.
It's
It's
still like the same old Arctic bushing clutch.
Yep.
From the 70s.
Those are the round shaft. And in '74 they went to the hex.
Hex, you know.
Sure. Now I'm looking at the clock. I can't believe it. We've already been going 45 minutes, so we do have to wind down the show and tell. Was there anything else that you wanted to show us before we get into some announcements? And we're going to also talk about some shows that you're involved with. Was there anything else in this shed that you wanted to show us before we wind it down?
No, not sled-wise. That time went by fast. So we, Turner Ridge Riders, where Greg and I are members of the club. We're both Greg's, he's a full-time groomer operator. I haven't really retired from grooming, but I guess I'm a backup operator now. I'm our vice president, so I'm kind of behind the scenes with things. But anyway, we got a sled show coming up at Whiskey Jack's, February 17th, and that same day we have a pig roast, and we'll be selling raffle tickets for the '74 mini brute sled. That's our raffle sled this year. So we'll be selling tickets then, and we'll do the drawing around 3:00 on the 17th. And if anybody on the show, on the podcast, wants any raffle tickets, just hit me up. Mike can give you my information, or I'm on Facebook. And 1 for 10, 3 for 20. And if you want tickets, just let me know, and I can mail them to you.
That's a nice prize.
That is. In fact, let me pop that on the screen one more time. While you were talking that up, Josh, I was popping the images on the screen. But
we didn't make many of those, I don't think.
My grandson was riding his around this winter.
Nice.
And, he loves that thing. He loves it a lot. So they're very cool sled, and really they were ahead of their time, really, the Alouette mini brutes.
Sure. So if anyone is curious about those raffle tickets, you can see Josh's name there in the lower left. Just search for that name on Facebook and reach out to him about those tickets, and he'll be happy to set you up. Here's a look at that ticket again with the details on it. And this is what's up for raffle right here.
Yep, it's the sled. It's winner gets choice, sled or $1,000. So,
sure.
And then there's a second and third place prize.
Nice. And while we're talking events, I do want to talk up a couple of other quick shows real quick. We've got January 27th, this coming weekend. Our good friends at North Shore Vintage Sleds are putting on a show, their second annual vintage ride. All the details are on the screen here, West Monroe, New York. Also this weekend is the Newport Center, Vermont Vintage Snowmobile Show, put on by the Tatro family and the Country Riders Snowmobile Club. I'll be sure to join us there if you're in the area. I'll be there doing some video. And then also next weekend, the 3rd, it may be difficult to see this graphic, but it's the show at Crane's Snowmobile Museum in Lancaster, New Hampshire. It's Saturday, February 3rd. If you're curious about that, just look for Crane's Snowmobile Museum. There's a link to it in the description for their Facebook page, and you'll get a shot of this image that's much easier to read. But that's February the 3rd, Saturday, February the 3rd. And we've got some comments coming in, and we're also going to talk about Amsoil here real quick. We've got Rich Shad saying, good evening, everyone. Just getting home from work. Glad to see you. James Whiteside says 5 years for this restoration was totally worth it. Yeah, the attention to detail on that is incredible. And Glenn Ford says, nice work, Josh. And if anyone is a regular viewer of this podcast, they've probably seen where Josh and I did a real deep dive on this sled at the VSCA show. It's not hard to find that video that we did is really impressive. But But yeah, I'd like to switch gears and give Rob a chance to talk to us about Amsoil. If you're ready, Rob, I'll put your full screen and give you a
I'm
chance
ready.
to. All right, well, let's do it.
Okay, with the Snowmobile Show, we talk about the snowmobile oils, the benefits of the snowmobile oil. Amsoil will cut down friction drag, give you more horsepower, more performance, and long range in life. And Mike's talked to you before about how to get a preferred count. And by having a preferred count, you can buy everything directly from Amsoil and save 25%. And you don't have to buy a full
My
case.
7x2 is all dirty because I took
To
it
buy
for a
a
ride.
full
It's
case
killing.
of the Interceptor gallon containers, retail price is $206. You get it for $145 if you buy a case of quarts, 12 of them in a box. Retail price is $156. You get it for $110. You save $50 on a case. And anytime you buy more than $100 worth, they ship it right to your house free. And you don't have to buy a full case. You could buy one gallon, 2 quarts, and a chain case. That would give you $100 worth of products, and they ship it right to your house free. So anybody wants to know how to get a preferred count, how to get the best possible discount, Mike's going to put the email up. But every month when you order something, they always have a prize. This month is a wand, a magnetic wand. You can use it to pick up things and all that, but it's also a light. So if you order $75 worth this month, you get that free with your order. And for more information, Mike's going to tell you how to get the best possible discount. But for $10, you get an Amsoil membership. You get everything in the catalog Amsoil has available. You get to buy it at a discount price for 6 months for $10. You can also just get the catalog, find out all the products they have available, and you can mix and match. Engine oil, snowmobile oils, dirt bike oils, anything.
Absolutely. And he's right. That preferred customer program is an amazing value. It's very similar to a Costco membership. It's $10, but in most cases on that very first order, you're going to save much more than that $10. So if you're curious about that, there's a couple of options in the description. If you're interested in Amsoil catalog, click that link for your Amsoil catalog. But if you're ready to get started with a preferred customer order, just click the preferred customer discount. That'll take you into the page. There's just a couple of clicks to join the preferred customer program and then start shopping. And because you've joined the preferred customer program at that point, everything you add to your cart is going to come up at the deepest level of discount and free shipping when you hit $100. So it's a wonderful value. And also, we wanted to talk real quick about our friends.
This one is quite big. It's
Yeah,
huge.
that's amazing.
And you get it free. And you know what? The magnet is awful strong.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, also, I wanted to talk real quick about our friends at the Lancaster Motel. This is prime time right now for snowmobiling. If you're interested in doing some trail riding and incorporating some history with that, there's no better location than the Lancaster Motel. They're doing Crane's Snowmobile Show next weekend, which is just a short walk from the Lancaster Motel. I'm losing my voice here, so I'm going to play a quick message about the Lancaster Motel. It's just under a minute long. I'll play that, and we'll catch up with everyone on the other side. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our friends at the historic Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Lancaster Motel has been serving snowmobilers since the 60s, and they are the perfect eastern trail riding destination for snowmobilers young and old. The Lancaster Motel is right on Corridor Trail 5 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, with plenty of parking for vehicles, sleds, and trailers. Plus, the Lancaster Motel is within walking distance of Crane's Snowmobile Museum, plus restaurants, shopping, entertainment, and more. Click the link in the description to learn more about the Lancaster Motel. All right, so we are back, and in the few minutes we have left, I've got some footage that Josh sent me from the Turin show that he does every fall. Now, before I play this clip, Josh, did you have any comments you wanted to make about that? This is that overhead drone footage we were talking about.
No, I mean, it's Labor Day weekend. I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd this year, without looking at the calendar. But last year was our biggest show. We had 225 registered in the show, and I don't know, we must have had 50 or 75 just on display, not registered. But the swap meet, that was huge. 40, 50 vendors. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I mean, it was a packed house.
For sure. Well, let's take a look at this drone footage from that show. It really was an impressive show. Let's take a look.
Did that seat have a tool bag right in the front? That's what they came factory like that. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's some really impressive overhead footage from that show. Also, I've got a little montage. Josh sent me some still images from that show, and I put that into a little montage. Let's take a quick look at that. It's just, I think, about 2 minutes long. Let's take a look. So there we have it. Yeah, some really cool shots from that Turin show. And I just can't believe how fast this hour flew by. Just unbelievable. But it was a great time seeing those sleds and all that memorabilia that you have. We really appreciate you guys coming on tonight.
Thanks for the invite. I want to thank Greg, too, for running the camera, kind of free things up for me.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Greg Martin, for sure.
Happy to, gentlemen. Happy to.
Sure.
And am I the only one that wants to hear that cat start up?
No, I actually have been wanting him to fire that thing up too. So I asked him if he even put carbon on the pistons with it yet, and he said no. So I'll get him out there. I'll tease him to get him out there.
Yeah, we'd love to see some footage of that. If you ever fire that up, please get some video going so that we can see that.
I got a video of it running when it was put together, but on snow, it hasn't seen snow yet.
Sure. Now we've got a few comments coming in and we'll wind it down. We've got Alan Gove saying, see you in Lancaster, New Hampshire. That's February the 3rd. Looking forward to that. Someone on Facebook is saying, thank you, Josh. Your expertise on the 73 EXT was much appreciated. Absolutely. That was a deep dive on that sled. That was wonderful. Mike Bartlett says, don't forget about the whiteout, February 3rd in Fulton, New York. Great sleds, Josh. Mike Bartlett says, the touring show is always great. Rich Shad says, always look forward to that show. Great location. And then Ben Thomas has a link in the description for a link to his show. In fact, let me pop that graphic one more time. I like to promote his show as well because he does a lot to promote us. And I accidentally promoted that with the comments on. Here we go. Be sure and check that show. That's this coming weekend, West Monroe, New York. And we do have a few more comments. Where was I? Yes. Oh, that's a link to the tour and walkthrough video by Eric Benedetto at Benedim on YouTube. Cool deal. So be sure and find that link. Kevin says, that is it. I have to renew my passport. Great stuff across the border. Yes, come on down. Another person on Facebook is saying, another great show. Thank you to Mike, Josh, and Rob. Midnight Rider says, wants us to start the cat, which unfortunately is not an option, but when he does, he's going to take video of it and share it with us. We do not want to miss that. Ben Thomas says, thank you for a great show, guys. We appreciate that. Tim Bewick says, great show, amazing collection. Absolutely. And our mutual friend to all of us is from Reese Fleury, says, have a great night, gentlemen. All right. With that, we're going to wind it down. And we, as always, we give the last word to Amsoil. But thank you, everyone, so much. We really appreciate it. And have yourself a wonderful evening.
Nice collection, Josh.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good night, gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero.
Wow.
If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out. And once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an Amsoil account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to Amsoil. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for Amsoil under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your Amsoil Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering Amsoil as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from Amsoil, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from Amsoil. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the Amsoil marketing plan. Amsoil has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATV or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business. That's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure, for sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing Amsoil for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with Amsoil. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate Amsoil leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes, yes. And just by wearing my Amsoil hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about Amsoil.
Wonderful.
People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
Amsoil's a fun business. Amsoil's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the Amsoil products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the Amsoil products or to join the Amsoil team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.